So today I'm going to be doing a review with my glamorous assistant Callum here. We're going to be doing a review of the Vango Banshee 200 two-man tent. So to start off, as you can see, it's tiny. That's like the size of a one-man tent probably, and it's a two-man pretty much. We'll get onto that later. Yeah. But it's about 2 and a little bit kilos. Obviously it'd be a little bit more if it's wet, if it's been raining. So the ace thing about this tent is it's really easy to put up, and we're going to put it up now, but we're going to time it and see how long it takes us both to put it up. Normally we're pretty good, but I'm guessing seeing as you're on camera, and this is his first time on camera, shh, don't scare him. Yeah, so we will see how this goes.
I'm feeling a little bit bullied here.
So we pitched the Banshee in a time of 4 minutes and 1 second. Now on the Vango website they say it takes 7 minutes to pitch, and that's because the Banshee and all the other tents in the Vango range have this outer first pitching design. So the poles go in the outer layer of the tent and you clip the inner onto the inside, whereas a lot of tents previously you put the poles in the inner, this is getting confusing now, in the inner and then put the outer over the top. Now this design means that you can put the outer up, get your kit under or get yourself under if you're in some sort of storm or it's absolutely chucking it down, and then you can clip the inner in once it's either calmed down, or you can do that after. But basically it helps keep you dry, helps keep your kit dry. It also means that if it is fair weather, you can just leave the inner clipped in, roll the whole thing up, pitch it in one go, and that's what we did, and it cuts the pitching time right down. Okay, so another nice little feature is the boot / soggy gear storage bit. So this little compartment at the end here is the right size for a couple of pairs of boots, or really wet gear. Another really nice feature of the Banshee is the tension band system, and this is just a little clip that clips this cord in, and it's the same on the other side over there, but it kind of pulls the whole tent down, tightens everything up. This tent is really well designed for storms and high winds, as you can see by another couple of the features on the outside of the tent.
I'm having the joys of explaining the stuff on the outside because Carly forgets all of it. You've got the adjusters for the guy lines, which are ace once you put a peg in, because the amount of times I put a peg in, got a good spot, and then realised the guy line's either too slack or I can't reach it. But these, you just unhook them and then move it along until you get it tight enough, and then lock it in place. You've also got the vents on the outside here, where you can velcro them shut if you want to stay warm, or open them. You've also got little velcro stows for the guy lines when you're packing it all away. I haven't really used them because I'm lazy, but it's really good for keeping them all in one place when you're rolling the tent up.
You have a little bit of a porch, stressed little bit. Like you could stick your stove in here if you were going to get it out again in the morning. Your boots, if as Callum's bag is taking up the front bit, you would have a bit of space here to put your boots. Any little bobs and bits like that. So a couple of disadvantages of this tent. First off, and now this isn't just the Banshee, this is all new Vango tents, the pegs aren't the best. They're really not. I mean, this isn't even standing on them, because you shouldn't do that. Don't stand on the pegs. But this is just pushing them into ground that's quite rocky, and they just bend straight away. So I would recommend for this tent buying another set of pegs and just making sure, especially on longer trips, that you have more than you need in case you bend some beyond repair, because you can't really use that. Well, you could, but you wouldn't really want to, because that would not keep your fly sheet down, would it? Yeah, these are actually aluminium pegs that Vango supply, so get some steel ones. They might add a tiny little bit of weight. That is probably why Vango give you these, because they are nice and lightweight. But some steel ones will stand you in better stead for not knackering them straight away. Another little issue, I've had this tent for about a year now, and it has had a fair bit of use. The waterproof coating on the floor of the tent is not great anymore. The grass is wet, but we have just been sitting in this tent talking, and in that time there are now patches of water soaking through. So if you can imagine, if it was absolutely chucking it down and you were sleeping in it, and there are times I've done that recently, and I've woken up in the morning and all of the floor is not soaking wet but just a bit damp, you know. So I would say get some proofer, and once your tent's about 6 months old, or really when it's had a lot of use, reproof it just to make sure your kit is staying dry if the weather does turn nasty. Okay, so as you can see, this is a very spacious tent for 2 people. If you are just 2 people, and not as most people would actually be, and have bags and sleeping bags and roll mats and all that kind of stuff. So I think we should do a realistic size review of the Banshee. Okay, so the issue we're having at the moment is we're trying to demonstrate how to fit all the gear you would normally have in this tent. So we've got 2 roll mats and 2 sleeping bags, and now we're trying to fit 2 bags in. Now, if your bag is like Callum's here, and like a 50 to 60 litre kind of one, then, so what do you think? Put it at the end? Foot end? We're thinking foot end for this, or if you lift the front end peg up, you can push this under and fit it where your boots would normally go. But as I said, this would only work for smaller bags like this, like a 55 litre. You can see the issue here, because now I've got to fit a bag for a girl in. This is my bag. Chuck it here. I did a review on this bag. Plug. I did a review on this a couple of months ago. So yeah, I'll pop a link to that in the description and go and check that out. My lovely big low Alpine. It's going to have to be shoved at the end there, but it is quite tight for space. That takes up the entire top end. So if both of you who are sharing the tent are on a longer expedition and you've both got like big 70 litre rucksacks, then you will struggle finding space to fit all your gear. It is designed to be a trekking tent, which obviously will be smaller and more lightweight, but that does sacrifice having comfort space. A little addition to Vango's initial description of 2-man tent, I will say 2 well-acquainted, very tidy and well organised small man tent. We're both quite little, so we're okay.
Oh, yeah, speak for yourself.
But if you are a rugby player, maybe not
Not the tent for you.
Not the tent for you, okay?
But yeah, just to clarify space here, this
is our feet. Dozy. Doobie-doobie-doo. Not
feet.
much space. So you would have to fit another bag there. That's my face.
And that's the headroom.
Not much. That's fine now, but if you were camping later in the year or earlier in the year, when it's cold and rainy, you really don't want to be putting loads of stuff on the edge of the tent and pushing the outer against the inner, because then your inside is going to get wet. No, your gear's going to get wet, so yeah, just try and keep it to a minimum. As I said, this is a lightweight trekking style tent, so you're probably not going to be having that much gear anyway, but bear in mind that, especially if you're using this tent on a longer trip, make sure you pack light, because you're not going to be able to fit a lot of gear in here. Now, when I was doing my Duke of Edinburgh, this tent is actually quite good as a 1-man tent. I carried it for 4 days and everything like that, but actually if you have a lot of gear and you're looking for a 1-man tent, this is perfect. This is really, really good, because you are getting, you know, that little bit more space, but it's not ridiculous. And as I said at the start, it's 2 kilos, so it is the same weight as most tents. So that is a good option that I would think seriously about if you're also looking for a one-man tent. Okay, so Vango recommend in their little description of the tent online that you top and tail. Is this a good idea, Callum?
Don't think so. I really don't think so.
No, it's really... Okay.
Lovely shot on my butt there. Ow. Yeah, you can't use that footage now.
Yes, I can.
This is really uncomfortable.
Yeah, so, as you can see...
Ow.
As you can see, Callum's butt makes a really comfortable armrest. As you can see, top and tailing is pretty impractical. Yeah, he's now kicking my bag. He's got his face against my stinky feet.
And the tent.
And the tent, so he's gonna have no breathing room. If you're claustrophobic, this is not the best tent for you.
Yeah,
We're vetoing a lot of groups of people on this review, are we? So
rugby players, tall people, anyone with a lot of kit.
Anyone, yeah, quite a few. Okay, thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, give a big thumbs up so I know you liked it. And apart from that, I
subscribe!
think what he said. Bye now. Bye.